the objectives as well as align it to the system. Right. Okay, so and thanks guys for your feedback. Let's keep it coming. Now let's proceed with structure. In your screen, we have a similar structure for GMI. We have a legal entity, we have a company, we have a reporting area, we have business units, we have departments. So before you go and design system, functional consultants, ask for the org structure of the business. Like understand it, like eat it up. That's one way to understand business process. One of the way to understand is to understand the org structure. So they should give you an org structure of how the business currently works. Don't go and touch anything in Dynamics or configure anything if you don't know how the business works and the structure behind the business. You have to ask questions. If they don't have any structure, you have to now do requirement gathering for structure, because you need to understand the structure. You have to engage people in the business who understands, then document those requirements and map them and go back to the business and tell them, can you sign off on this? I think this is your structure. And you see back and forth. At the end of the day, you have a structure. You need to understand that before you go into the system to do anything, or else it's going to be a sham. So again, we have this as, so now I can understand legal entities. You see legal entities at the top, and it's called GMI group. If I'm designing the system, I will use this structure to design the system. I'm not going outside here. And again, it is this structure that feeds back into your functional design document. You don't go outside of what is in that document. You cannot design it based on your assumption or based on anything. It has to be what has been given to you as a structure or as a requirement and signed off. And then you can see the flow of transaction. They have business units that manages, which you can call, it's also part of your functional, your financial dimensions. We have departments and we have chart of accounts, and then we have, other very, what do we call them now? The ledgers where these guys sit. Okay. Now, again, this is also a structure for reporting. This is the account structure. We have balance sheet, we have profit and loss, and of course, it flows down to, we can report by business unit and by department. We can return for P&L, we can report by departments, by cost centers, by business units, and by item group. We'll see how all these aligns when we design the system. And then for demo data, we have already discussed the concept of demo data. These are all predefined information in the system, and that's how they work basically. So we have seen an example and we have used that to do our work. Again, demo data is basically a preloaded sample business data, that's provided by Dynamics. It helps you to learn the system, practice real scenarios, and of course test your configuration.